Oh, and by the way, I'm not angry. Pressing the A button on my keyboard makes my eyebrows frown. So yeah. Sorry about a frown the whole time. I hope I wasn't frowning the whole time, but I probably was. Yeah, okay. Hey dolls, what's up? So what we're going to be talking about today is actually a request from two of our dolls from our Dollhouse Discord server. So they have requested that I make a tutorial on this free program called Space Desk. And what this program does is allow you to transfer your screen from your computer to your tablet. And this tutorial is specifically to make using Vroid Studio a bit easier for those who do not have an iPad. And as we all know that iPads make the workflow easier, this is not an iPad pin. But this is an example to say, okay, iPad makes the workflow easier because you can use your stylus. And we all know if we had the ability to have something that's like a pencil to draw instead of our mouse, then that would make life easier. So in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to screencast your computer to your tablet so you can easily use Vroid Studio. But also I want to give you guys a tip. So the mouse, it's very intimidating when doing art. No one wants to use the mouse. But I'll let you know something. If you just have a computer and a mouse, you can definitely, you can draw and you can do Vroid Studio work if you wanted to. Now, it just depends on your passion level. How passionate are you about doing this? Is it something that you really want to do? Because if you did, you'll use any utensil you have to get that done. So for me, I just had my mouse for a good 2 years. My mouse. And it started off shaky, of course, but the workflow got easier over time, and now I can make work that looks professional even still with my mouse. So even till today, even though I have the screencast option and the stylus, I still sometimes opt out and use my mouse because I have gotten very used to using my mouse. So your hand will get more steady as you go, and this is just for people who do, maybe you don't have a tablet, because some people may not. I didn't have a tablet to start. So if you want to do this and you just have a mouse and a computer, don't doubt yourself. You can do this. You can get it done. It just depends on your passion and your want, your desire to do so. You'll see that a mouse works just fine and very well, and it's very trusty if you lose everything else. Okay, now onto the tutorial. So for this tutorial, you're going to need to go to spacedesk.net, and that's .net. And you'll come to a page like this. So what Space Desk does basically is it cast your screen from your computer to your tablet, or from your computer to any other device you want to cast it to, as long as it's Android, Apple, or Windows, or this symbol. I don't really know what the symbol is for, but these three definitely, they will work. Android, Apple, Windows. Make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Okay. And we're going to get into how this exactly works, and this will make your workflow in Vroid Studio much easier. So how this works is basically on your computer you want to download this space disk. So basically how it works is, okay, this is your primary machine, which will be Windows. That's the only thing you can use for your primary machine as far as to my knowledge. So Windows computer, if you have that, you can do this. So you want to do this, and what we will do for transferring the screen will either be Wi-Fi or USB. I don't typically use Wi-Fi, so in this tutorial I'll teach you how to use the USB connection. I'm sure that Wi-Fi works similar to how you hook up your USB. Okay, and your secondary machine, like I've already explained, you want it to be Apple, Android, or Windows, or whatever the symbol is, because I don't know what that represents. I haven't like, my mind kind of remembers seeing it, but I don't know what it's for. So once you have gotten to this page, what we're gonna do is go ahead and click the primary machine for downloading. I think, nah, it's not clickable. So we're just going to go down here to this download section right here. Going to click download, and what you want to do from this point is figure out which type of operating system will work for your computer. So for me, I have 64-bit Windows 11, so I had chose this version here. But if you have Windows 10, 11, ARM64, or Windows 10, 32-bit, you choose those. Alright, and I believe the download process is exactly the same as downloading any other software. So it should work the same. I'm sure everyone has downloaded some sort of software. And if you haven't, it's relatively easy. You can find a tutorial on it, I'm sure. I'm not going to explain that in this tutorial. But yeah, you just download it. I have it already, so I'm not going to do that. And once you have it downloaded on your computer, you should receive a pop-up. And it should look like this, which is the Space Desk driver console. Okay, so it has all these settings, and these settings is what is going to connect your computer screen to your tablet. I'm stuttering, oh my god. But before we do this, we're going to go ahead and go over to our tablet and get it ready. So it's a similar process as your computer, in which, well, initially we want to go to Google Play, the Play Store, and you will type in Space Desk, and it should just pop up, and you're just going to download it like you download, I hope you can see this, oh my god, it's cricket. You're gonna download this as you would download any other app you would download on your Android or Apple or whatever. But for Apple, I think it's iPad. So, not that there is an iPad on other services, but if you have an iPad, don't worry about doing this, because as far as I know, you can use Vroid Studio on your iPad. This is only for people who do not have iPad and you just have a tablet. Okay, so once you have it downloaded to your device, because this can be tablet or your other computer or anything, but if you're wanting to do this for Vroid Studio, then tablet. Okay, so once you have it downloaded on your tablet, then you're going to go ahead and go, well, typically what you will do, open it. You're gonna open it and you're gonna see this. Can you see that straight? I can't see the thing. Okay, so once you see this, you see this says LAN and Wi-Fi, and I think this, you check this button if you want to use the Wi-Fi connector thingy. But us, for this tutorial, we want to use the USB connection, in which you see when you click USB, it pops up. It says before connecting USB cable, enable USB cable Android option in Space Desk driver console on Windows primary machine. So this is when you head back to your computer and look at your Space Desk driver console, which is there, and you're going to enable USB cable for Android. So that being said, I believe that is found here in connections, and we're gonna go down here to, so with your connections you want to make sure this is on. This button right here is on, so you have on and off. Make sure it's on, and then go down here to your USB, and you want to make sure that's on too. Okay, and once you have that on, it should be as simple as plugging in your USB connector, and you just want to go ahead and plug that in. To your computer. And if it doesn't work right off the bat, you may just have to go ahead and close your program and reopen it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I closed it, and I'm going to go ahead to my Space Desk, and then it asks, this Space Desk Android app can only connect to a Space Desk Windows driver. So we have that ready. You can click do not show again if you want to. But the biggest question is why it's not working right now. I think, okay, so there we go. We had our pop-up. It's just late. Maybe because my USB cord is jacked up. I don't know. But okay, so we have this ready. And when this opens, open Space Desk to handle USB, you just click OK. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Right now we just want to see, is it working? This is what happens when you have a sucky USB cord. Okay, come on. Should be working. Okay, let's see. It should be working. Alright. You might have to do a bit of troubleshooting. Okay. And that's probably only if you have... Okay, there you go. Probably only if you have a bad USB cord. But if you have one that works fine, this probably should work fine. So there we go. I hope you can... Oh my god. Alright, that's my USB cord. Okay, so let's see. One minute while I troubleshoot this. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Can you see that? I hope you can. I think you can. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that, but you can, of course, flip your tablet where you have a screen that doesn't look so stretchy. I'm gonna leave it like this because it's being a bit of a yeah, let's just turn this around. I want to show how that works. Okay, and that's the problem. I'm gonna try to turn it this way. It's gonna go out, huh? Yeah. Alright. Troubleshooting. 1 second, please. Yeah, we're gonna leave ours long way. But you get the gist. It will turn sideways. Make sure I'm recording because things like to go wrong during my sessions. Okay. Anyway. So we got that. Let's just turn our thing around again. Make sure it's in view. Right. Right. Okay. Alright, so as you see, it has successfully screencasted. Now whatever I do on my computer will show here. And yeah, that's basically how it works. But we're gonna go ahead and open Vroid Studio. Get started. Why are you having me do that all over again? But yeah, that's basically the gist. And you would want to hit, as you can see, it works on both. So that was my computer, but I can also click here. It usually can. Come on. Don't know what's going on. Ugh, it's my computer. I mean my laptop. I mean my freaking tablet. There you go. So if your tablet is not working a little bit woppy or something like that, it should be just fine. But since my tablet acts a little bit funny, then these are the results. Sometimes things don't work. Okay, so you're in the program, and as you see, it's going to work generally. What the? Oh my goodness. Why did that happen? Okay. Hold on. That is just insanity. Alright. Oh. Okay. It's not as frustrating as it seems. It's just per tablet. It depends. Anyways, for some reason it's having trouble freaking zooming. Just rotating her. It usually doesn't have these problems, or maybe also because I'm not turned horizontally with the tablet. Maybe that's the issue working here too. I'm not sure. Am I even recording on here? Okay, yeah, because this is how life works for me. Anyways, okay, so now that we got that, I'm gonna show you that you can go ahead and draw on here. You can use Vroid Studio, or you can use an art program. So if I go ahead and zoom up on her like that, and go to edit texture, go out like that, I can draw directly on her face with either stylus, which this stylus is jacked up for this Android. I kind of lost my other stylus just in the session of trying to set up this tutorial, which, yeah, don't know how I did that. But let's see how good this one works. So we got this up close, and let's see, we're just going to go ahead and draw. It usually doesn't work like this. It's just the freaking landscape or something. It actually works nice. This is just jacked up. I'm gonna draw upside down. Since my thing doesn't want to work well. My USB cord keeps going out when I try to turn it the other way. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw this upside down, just to show the example. And if it doesn't work, it's because of the stupid stylus that I have. Okay, let's see. The other stylus works better because as we see, look at that. How ridiculous. Okay, let's click the undo button over here. But as you see, you're getting the gist of it, because So this stylus doesn't work well for my tablet, and that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Is you kind of want to get a stylus that works for your tablet if you're going to use the stylus. So this is an Android on tablet, and I had a stylus that was bought from Walmart, and it worked perfectly with this on tablet. Which I find a lot of pens don't really work well with the on tablets. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't. A lot of pens don't work well with this. But in which case, if all else fails, your stylus fails you, and it works not well, then your finger is available. It works. You can draw on it as you need to, okay? It's not gonna harm your work or anything like that. You can get really crafty with your hand, as well as you can get crafty with a stylus, as well as you can get crafty with a mouse. It just depends on what you're comfortable with and what you're willing to work with. So this basically concludes this tutorial, and I really hope it was clear and explanatory of how to do so, but in which case it wasn't, I'm gonna quickly go over like a recap. So first, you will want to go to spacedesk.net on your computer. You want to go find your operating system, whichever one fits your computer. If you don't know what your operating system is, go into your settings. It should tell you. Choose your operating system, download. The download process works generally the same as any other software you choose to download. You know, the normal kind of software that doesn't have stressful features. This one should just be normal. And once you have it downloaded on your computer, go ahead to your tablet and do the same thing. Go to Google Play and download the app. And once you have that ready, you want to decide whether you want to do a Wi-Fi connect or a USB connect. If you want to do a USB connect, make sure, like here, make sure that you have your connections right. So make sure the connections is on, and make sure your USB device is on. And for Wi-Fi, this should work generally the same, but I have never done it before. But if you want to use your USB, this works just fine. And it will automatically connect your screen when you click OK. And it should work just fine, and you'll be able to navigate your computer on your tablet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was self-explained. I mean, I hope you got the gist of it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and until next time, see you later, dolls. Bye.